Hello, friends. Today we have a rare broadcast in Russian for our business, but we will have more of them. I am making an announcement for our foreign colleagues that they will also have access to this material in their native language. Many thanks to artificial intelligence for this. So guys, if you watch this video in Russian today, it doesn't mean it will only be in Russian. You will have this in your languages: French, Spanish, Hindi, English. It will be available on our channels. We have different channels: English for English, French for French, and so on. So we will share all the information, don't worry. But now I will continue in my language. Friends, today I want to introduce you to our partners. They are simply amazing people. They have created a feature that can make each of you much richer and much happier in an instant. I am thrilled. As you know, I don't get involved with things that I don't like or don't resonate with me. In this case, the click was perfect. From the very beginning, the guys have created a mechanism, and today we will tell you about it, which actually allows you to earn huge amounts of money, almost $11 million, and in your daily life, find more happiness, more joy, more spark, because people can get an environment where you can't step in or complain or be sad or become poorer. That's the first thing that really attracted me. And the second, unlike our business, everything is in perfect order with them. Everything is so structured, so precise, everything is on time, and everything is everywhere. Third, this includes referral components, and accordingly you can receive a large partnership reward. I want to talk more about how this thing works with the creators. And I am very glad that these are real people. Yes, they are not avatars. Yes, they are not hiding behind nicknames on Telegram. Yes, because they are far from any scams and so on. So I am very happy to welcome Dmitry and Alexei here. Guys, hello. Hello. So let's say a few words. These are successful entrepreneurs who have already created a functioning business. And the product we will be talking about is their new business, but it is growing very actively. I don't know how many people are already involved. On one hand, I heard 100 people, but on the other hand, when I went somewhere, I saw about 300 users of the journal. How many users do you have today?
Look, it is very important to understand what we consider. First of all, for example, the book, The Decision Diary, has been read by several thousand people. And if we are talking directly about those who use the solution day in and day out, because some people use a diary in paper form in the old-fashioned way. Now, everyone who has already been with us and is part of our community, we have all transitioned to electronic format, and we only see those people who use it electronically. About 100 people use it electronically day in and day out. Overall, if we consider how many people use the decision journal, I think it's definitely a few hundred people.
And it's great that it's not just a few hundred people, but a few hundred thoughtful, sensible individuals who want a lot, achieve a lot, and generously share their results and life hacks, and so on. Well, let's get to the truth so that people understand what exactly is causing our excitement. Alexei, could you say a few words? Yes, the story of how the product came about and what it represents today.
Yes. The product came about because I was actually solving my own problem. Since the 8th grade, it so happened that I actively started smoking. I've been smoking for many years, and this continued until I was 22 years old. At the age of 22, for the very first time in my life, I came across a book on the internet. The book was Al Nakara's famous book titled Easy Ways to Quit Smoking. And under this book, there were so many comments where people wrote, I quit, I quit, I quit, I quit. Just thousands of these comments, and I thought, what could a person write in a book that makes people quit smoking after reading their words? I myself, being a hostage to this harmful addiction, became curious about what it actually is, and I started reading this book, and about halfway through I realized that I could actually quit smoking. And that's what happened. I quit smoking, and at 22 years old I quit smoking for the first time. But it didn't even take over 2-3 months before my friends gave me hookahs, and I first started with hookah, and then went back to cigarettes. And so I went through cycle after cycle. I would quit smoking, then start again, then quit again, then start again, then quit again. And this continued for 15 years. So basically, from the age of 22 to 37, I started and quit about 50 times. I started and quit smoking. And I already realized that I can do it, meaning I can basically quit smoking, but I can't stay on track for long. And I have already realized for myself that I definitely do not want to be a smoking person in life. So it makes me feel bad. I get a headache from it. I generally suffer from it. And I have less energy. I definitely realized that I don't want to live with this. But I didn't know how to overcome it. So I would refuse, then start again. What's the point? I started. Well, Albert Einstein said something like this. He said, only fools do the same things expecting to get a new result. For essentially 15 years, I was a fool doing the same thing, trying the same things that were happening, and expecting that this time I would finally quit smoking forever. And I sat down and thought, just started analyzing, what is happening that makes me quit and start again? I saw one thing that actually became a turning point. Based on that, the product was created, which to this day has already allowed me. Today we are recording this video, and if you look, I have a counter on my phone. As of now, I haven't smoked it has been 509 days as of today. And the turning point was the following thing, so I started watching. At some point, I sit down and I'm like, that's it. I've made the decision not to smoke. I mean, I have a concrete decision. I don't smoke. I don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke. Then one day, in a moment of weakness or a moment of great temptation, when I see those people who smoke, I decide to smoke one cigarette, for example, or I'm sitting with friends and I decide to smoke hookah with them once. I make the decision to do it just this one time. I do it once, I do it a second time. And after a while, I find myself already smoking. So it turns out that I consciously, meaning I make a deliberate decision not to smoke, but I don't make a decision to start smoking again, yet I end up smoking again. And that was like a boom for me. And I started to see in my life, in my own life, that everything I start and then abandon happens according to this principle. So, for example, after the new year, I decided to start running. Sissy says, I run, and run. One morning I wake up, it's cold, it's slushy, and my leg hurts. I tell myself, I say, today I won't go for a run. I'm not saying that I will never run again. That's it. I will stop running. I'm saying I won't run today, one day, and I'm not running today. Some time passes, and I don't run again. More time passes, and once again I don't run, and then after some time I find myself not running anymore. I was thinking I used to run. When did I stop? I can't even remember that moment because it was a realization.
It wasn't an awareness, yes, it didn't go through. Listen, I mean, this tool allows you to implement anything you want in yourself. This can relate to health, smoking, not smoking, and so on. It can relate to some daily habits, running, jumping, and so on. And probably it can also relate to money, right? That is, if every day...
Goodbye.
And the actions that lead you to earning, you will inevitably earn. I understand that this integrates into all areas of life. Well, tell me, what is the product?
100% yes. Olya, I actually support you. Indeed, many people tend to definitely underestimate the importance of regular actions and overestimate the significance of one-time efforts. Because our entire external environment, social networks and television, show successful people and show them in the moment. You haven't seen them before, and suddenly they appear, and it creates the impression that it just took off like that. But in reality, no one looks at what's below, underneath, so to speak, down below. If you look at the foundation of all this are the regular actions that a person did every day, every day, every day, every day, and then, with a cumulative effect, bam, a breakthrough. When you say that any result can be achieved, that's exactly how it is. If we know how to do something regularly and not give up, then we can achieve any result in any field, whether it's relationships, money, health, or self-realization, simply by taking regular actions. And many people have already achieved results. Some people have quit smoking, some have stopped drinking, and some have started earning more. There are many people who have resolved their issues with their bodies. There are people like Andre, for example. So, Andre, I was the first to start a journal, the tool I'm about to talk about. And shortly after me, just a few days later, Andre started one too. And Andre, at the moment, just today, he wrote in the chat, he weighed 106 kilograms. Today he weighs 85,700. He has lost weight. I also shared this in the chat. He lost 20 kilograms by simply following simple solutions on a regular basis, just by not giving up. And so, returning to our conversation, yes, when I said that the key is to consciously, if you consciously make a decision, I mean like you make a decision, then if you want to back out of it, you also need to do it consciously. And so with smoking, at some point I took a notebook. By the way, this is the notebook where I live. I'll show it to you right now. It was on paper, just a little notebook like this. If you open it, I took this notebook and wrote a decision journal here. And I recorded my decision. I made the decision to quit smoking. And for myself, I made this main decision, which we internally call the root decision. How does it sound? I have decided to keep all decisions recorded in the decision journal for only one day. Just today, definitely. The next day, at a specific time that I determine in advance, which for me is from 5 to 8 in the morning, I can take any decision and cancel it if I want. And accordingly, I made the decision not to smoke. Can you imagine, as soon as I accepted it, on the very same day I got such a test in life that I was walking past a store where they sell those cigarettes, it's bright there, everything, and I had a wild desire to smoke. In the past, if I started negotiating with myself about it, and usually I would, like, yeah, just once, come on, the last time, starting tomorrow I definitely won't. This time I just did it differently. I remembered about the journal, and I told myself, Alexei, no problem. Tomorrow morning you can change your mind and smoke, but today hold on for just one day. I managed to do it.
A casual check when you think about it, you were just passing by and saw a bright advertisement. Now if you were walking by and they gave you something, they have a giveaway, like handing out free packs on that very day, that would be...
The boxes were being sent.
Well, okay, they could be resold. I'm kind of laughing at this pain. Not because I imagine that, yes, of course, this is an amazing person, holding any habit for 500 days is cool, but just because I can't deal with smoking at all, I can't even imagine it, because in my entire life I once tried to take a puff of a hookah. In short, I lost consciousness after the first puff. For 2 minutes, I was put into this consciousness. That's why I think I shouldn't even think about cigarettes for a trivial reason. It's very difficult.
If anything, be envious in good way.
How do you say this? I can be more careful, infect others, with my peculiarities. Where is the diary? Does everyone need to buy a notebook? Or what does it look like?
Look, at this point we have already switched to a new format. We are doing it electronically. For example, if you look, I have an app that allows me to keep this journal. So if we look at my day today, I have a solution here. You will see the first solution, and then more solutions will follow. For example, I have a task every Monday. Look, I haven't completed it yet today, but I will definitely do it. I have a solution. I decided to invite my wife on a date once a week. This is precisely to the point that you can make progress in any area. I regularly invite him and it affects our relationship. Or I have a solution to give my wife flowers once a week. This is also a contribution to the relationship, and when this happens on a regular basis, I keep making this contribution, and accordingly, it reflects on the quality of our relationship. Or, for example, I have decided to take a 15-minute walk every day at a calm pace without my phone. For me, putting away my phone is something significant. It's always with me. And I decided to just leave it at home every day and go for a 15-minute walk. And returning to your question, we now keep the journal in the app, meaning we record all decisions. We have a community of people, and if, well, you can make a decision that will be visible to other people, you can look at the decisions of others, you can take some for yourself, you can share your own, people support you in relation to some decisions, you see that you are not alone, that there are other people who hold them too. And we manage all of this accordingly in the app. And if you look at my decisions, I have about 60 decisions that I handle every day.
Wait, we'll talk about you being Superman in a moment. I just want to pause for a bit to say that I was amazed by the amount of love and affection in your community, because in our world of hate and dirt, wars and so on, there are a lot of people who share negativity, to put it mildly. You guys have a real island of happiness. Guys, I sincerely wish everyone to start using Nemec, if only to simply live among sensible, awesome, loving, sharing, and generous people. Look, here's the story. Let's add a little bit of science here. We recently had a conversation with an acquaintance during an interview. He conducted with me, and we touched on the topic of why people share happiness, or, conversely, hate. Well, everyone spills out what they have. That's what I was thinking about at that moment. Look, I think this is a high level of energy. That is, if a person initially has a lot of life in them, a lot of zest for life, they want to live, then it's easy to help a grandmother cross the road. You can help 100 grandmothers cross the road. You can do this here, over there, this desire, this goodness, because there is a high level of energy. When you are feeling down, sad, sleep-deprived, underfed, and so on, it's very hard to even think about doing good deeds, let alone bringing your grandmother along. Next question. Where does a high level of energy come from? I know from my own experience that I have it when I don't betray myself. In other words, if you don't go against yourself, your principles, plans, and so on, but follow them, you get more energy. If accordingly you betray yourself once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, then you end up feeling kind of drained. And so the ability to not hate but love the world is directly related to your attitude towards yourself, to not betraying yourself. Here, I want us to recall scientific research because I have seen this with you, on which it is based. Could you please tell us about this willpower muscle that is in one state in the morning and another later on? Because right now it seems like there's this cool guy Alexei who came up with some app, and this app brings happiness to many people. Well, that's it. But in reality, there's a very serious scientific background behind it.
Yes, absolutely, Sat. Good question. Excellent. Look, if we refer to neurophysiology, we will see that we have what is called the prefrontal cortex of the brain, which is located right here behind the frontal bone. And this prefrontal cortex is one of the parts of the brain that appeared last, so this is the part of the brain that is responsible for rationalization, for long-term planning, for choosing long-term benefits over immediate pleasure. For example, instead of eating some super unhealthy food, choosing healthy food, knowing that in the future it will give me more health, I will be able to live longer in good physical condition. This is what the prefrontal cortex is responsible for. And the point is, for example, when a person just wakes up in the morning, let me give you a simple example. One of my solutions is that I don't eat after 5 o'clock in the evening. So, for the sake of health, to maintain a certain weight, I don't eat. After 5 o'clock in the evening, and in the morning I wake up. At the moment I wake up, I have a lot of energy. You could say that my battery is fully charged. This energy allows the prefrontal cortex of the brain to function effectively, and at that moment I said not eating after 5 in the evening is a piece of cake. Easier than anything, easier than simple. And I am making this decision today. That is, I am saying, yes, I will not eat in the evening. In the moment when I live through the day, when I make some decisions, when I experience stress, when I sometimes don't eat enough, sometimes overwork myself, this battery gets depleted. And by the evening, whether I want it or not, this battery of my energy becomes smaller. As a result, when our battery gets low, there is a redistribution of energy. That is, less energy is given to the prefrontal cortex, and though more goes to the older parts of the brain that allow for survival, for nutrition, for reproduction. The energy shifts there, and it's already very difficult for me in the evening. I come home after 5 and my battery is already low. I want to eat and I'm shaking. I'm thinking, damn, I really want to eat right now, and something is already taking a back seat for me. Because of this, I will weigh more, which will negatively affect my health. I no longer take all these arguments into account because my analytical ability is fading, and at this moment I lean on it like a crutch, relying on my decision recorded in the decision journal. So, when starting negotiations with myself, I think everyone has participated in these negotiations. When you say, well, okay, let's just eat today, and tomorrow we definitely won't. And at that moment, I always have an argument. My argument is that it's just one day. I say, Alexei, no problem, let's do it this way. Hold on for one day. Today we won't eat, but tomorrow. When I have a full battery, when my prefrontal cortex is functioning effectively, at that moment I will make a new decision. Either I really don't need to eat after 5 anymore, and I'll cancel that decision, or if I stick to it, I'll be able to rely on it again in the evening. And in our terminology, this is called, there is a time of strength. For a person, when they have a lot of energy, the prefrontal cortex is working at full capacity, and there is a time of weakness. When the energy is low, and the prefrontal cortex loses its abilities, and so we make a decision in a moment of strength, to rely on it in a moment of our weakness. This is the main strength of geometry.
You become strong, and accordingly, you entered a virtuous circle instead of a vicious one. Listen, well look, I got very interested in this story from the very beginning, from the moment the idea about the business came up, because besides habits, like eating or not eating, smoking or not smoking, you can set business goals there. And very often we under-earn for two reasons. Either we don't know, but here this story closes automatically because you just see what tasks other people set for themselves, and you can take a peek, copy it for yourself, and insert it as it is. From our business side, naturally, we will be sharing useful habits that will allow our business to advance more actively. Accordingly, the second story is that we are all human. We have moments of weakness, and this is where constant support comes in. Support from people, support from the solution itself as a tool, and financial support because when you use it, you become wealthier. I want to invite Dimitri to our conversation because there is an opportunity here for all network marketers to expand. I wanted to ask Dimitri, how did you come to the decision and why did you decide that it should be developed as a network business? What opportunities open up from this point of view? Can we look at the diary?
Yes, hi Olga, thanks again. Here I am adding a few words to Alexi's story. Alexi and I have known each other for some time now. We even have a joint company. Alexei is quite a genius. He constantly invents and comes up with really useful things. And Alexei has other companies that bring great benefits to the world. And since Alexei and I have known each other for some time, I can say that he is the author of this method without hesitation, an evolutionary or even revolutionary method, which is quite effective. He invented this method primarily for himself, and since we communicate and are friends, I was one of the first to learn about it, and that's when I also started trying. Today, Alexei showed his decision journal, and back then, while spending a lot of time together and listening to these ideas, I also started the first version of a paper journal, and for some time I led it, and improvements and changes also started happening in my life. But by the way, frankly speaking, after some time I quit. Why? Because Alexei says today that the main idea is the idea of one day. Today you can make a decision that you need to stick with, and tomorrow you can put it on pause. By the way, it's much easier because many people sometimes, do sports for 3 months or don't smoke, and then they say, I've been enduring for 3 months already. Do I have to endure for several more years? Today it's okay. All right, today I'll eat extra, or today I won't go to the gym. And the idea of a journal is that you can put the solution on pause, but with the paper version, it was not very convenient to put it on pause. I once gave up, abandoned my decision. Alexei's ideas have evolved and developed. Today it's not just some set of ideas. It's indeed an entire infrastructure, an entire method developed evolutionarily. It's an app, it's a community. In our culture, they say that to become a pickled cucumber, you need to be in a jar with pickled cucumbers. Therefore, there is a community where everyone achieves great results, and inevitably, you will also achieve results. There is even a special assistant helper who, if you are losing focus on a decision, will bring your attention back. So, well, and some.
I really like the terminology you used last time, outsourcing conscience. It's really cool. Let me interrupt about mirror neurons. I have felt this multiple times myself, and recently, the latest being about sports competitions, when I heard it from one of the neurobiologists. It's just fantastic. So there are people, and I just want to emphasize this because there are people who say, come on, I don't believe in any mirror neurons, everything is just as it is. This one is like that, and I'm different and nothing ever changes. I don't know, it seems to me that when you look at some kind of sorrow, tears come to your eyes, even if it's not your sorrow. But just as people, we react the opposite way to joy. When everyone around you is smiling, it's hard to sit with a sad face for long. See, you start to smile. And the most amazing thing during computer games and sports competitions, Neuroscientists have noted this fact. Well, I think everyone recognized themselves. Sometimes when you're watching soccer, you're sitting on the couch very far from that little ball, but you do it like this in every direction they ran. And we do it as humans. We do it unconsciously. So, we are running after this ball, we are trying to help this soccer player with our own heads, even though nothing in this game actually depends on us. That is, even through the screen, mirror neurons are at work, and if you look at a ballista and you get your head filled with it, well, when you look at a billionaire, you make money with him, meaning you exchange ideas. So it's really great that you highlighted this point and that in your community there are actually a lot of thoughtful, ambitious and well-off people. I mean, when I saw this, I thought for network marketers, this is great from two perspectives. First, they can sell products, develop this product and make a lot of money. And secondly, they join a community of capable and affluent people. That is, if they are selling some other product somewhere, here they find potential leads, potential clients who can be added to their other networks. I apologize. Please continue. Where is the money in this? And why did you decide to go with a network business model?
Well, yes, I started the story a little bit about how I, so to speak, got acquainted with this, and so I started talking about how I also tried it once. Unfortunately, I kept a paper diary and I couldn't implement it in my life, but Alexei's idea continued to evolve. The special application is convenient. A community has emerged that no longer allows you to blend in. There is even this assistant, as you call it, conscience note source. If you drop a decision, a real person will call you and get your attention back. Imagine it like driving a car. There are four wheels and you are driving, but you have a spare wheel. You might never need it. I have the reaction of a computer. You might never need a spare tire, but if you get a flat, you always have a spare. You can put it on and go. Similarly, as Alexei says, everything in our lives exists in balance. There is yin and yang, good and evil. We have periods of ups and periods of downs. Every person can find themselves in such a situation. And I just wanted to emphasize that today, Alexei's ideas have evolved so much that, being familiar with this, I have touched upon it for the second time in my life. After I quit, I came back to it a second time. And the second time I returned, first of all, I saw a lot of people who had really great results. Some people lost 20 kilograms, some lost 10 kilograms, some quit smoking, some quit drinking, some started following a diet, some restored relationships with loved ones that they couldn't fix for 10 years. Some began to see an increase in income because they decided to take certain actions and stick to those decisions. So I myself have also returned my attention to this in the new evolution, launched it in my life, and now I am using the app directly from my phone. It's very convenient, available on iOS and Android, a mobile app, and the person who took all your decisions into their hands will definitely call you. So now it has started working in my life as well. And looking at the benefits it already brings to a huge number of people, as Alexei mentioned today, we sat down and thought, damn, it's really a shame. Ask yourself this question, you, or those who will watch us. Have you ever started something and then abandoned it? Well, I mean, we didn't finish it, and if there's such a problem, well, I personally have it. Like today, Alexei was talking about smoking. For me, for example, it's sweets. I work out a lot, but then I overeat, eat unhealthy food, and all my results go to waste. Just in the last month, I lost 10 kilograms over the year, and 5 of those kilograms were lost in the last month. In other words, I achieved results in 1 month that I would normally achieve in a whole year, simply thanks to one decision I made and recorded in a special journal using a specific method that Alexei talks about. My result was that in 1 month, I accomplished what I would have done in a year without it. That is, with the help of this technology, I achieved results in one area of my life in a month that would have taken a year without it. Therefore, seeing the benefits that people in the community are receiving today, Alexei and I sat down and thought about how great it would be to provide such an opportunity. Each of us gives up in one way or another, but today within the community, Alexei has a technology, a method on how not to give up on what you've started. Imagine if each of our viewers, or anyone for that matter, had the skill to never give up on what they started. Surely he could have achieved much greater results in family, relationships, sports, body, health, and income. And today we have such a method, and we thought how great it would be to share this method with other people, ordinary people who also want to be successful. As Alexei said, beneath this success lies a large iceberg. of regular actions. So at first we thought maybe we could do it for free, but free doesn't always work. There are people who don't take it seriously, so we decided to start a company. The company is called Onlyday, which embodies the idea of just one day, meaning to keep the solution for only one day. There is a specific method, a comprehensive special training, and Alexei is the author of this method, and they created the company Onlyday. And today this company provides an opportunity, a method. This method is called Anything is Possible. If a person masters it, they can truly achieve anything in their life, from quitting smoking to increasing their income.
And now imagine that, wait, let me interrupt you, sorry, for a minute. Look, right here psychologically, now we are going to talk about money. Before that, one psychological moment, which is the fear that I had, and now I think it's not just me who had it. And in many achievement-oriented tools, there are now all sorts of, well, let's say sects. Not sects, but organizations that are all about faster, higher, stronger, can, want, do, achieve, and so on. And they are doing a great job, essentially, by allowing people to advance towards their goals. And that's a good thing. But there are cases, I even personally know a couple of people, who end up in a mental hospital after that because you end up exhausting yourself. You push yourself to such an extent that it eventually affects your psyche in an unhealthy way. Like here, as was just mentioned about outsourcing conscience, the person who calls you and all that. Well, first of all, do you ever feel like cursing them out and hanging up? Or is it just not possible to film there? Right. And secondly, do you feel a sense of guilt for putting it on pause? Like you never eat sweets your whole life. Today, I don't know, it's your birthday, and you know for sure that they will bring you a cake. You kind of put it on pause, and it seems clear that you won't gain 10 kilograms from one piece of cake once a year. But there's this feeling that I'm already failing. The green check marks are gone. This is a yellow check mark. A pause. It's not an entirely perfect thing. Isn't there this feeling of guilt here, and the subsequent shock to the psyche that I am not like that?
I will answer as a user. I personally use it in my own life. Alexei has a method, and in his specialized training he explains the difficulties a person might encounter and how to view and respond to them. Therefore, considering the perspectives that Alexei provides in the method, I don't feel a bit of heaviness. I do it from a position of ease. If I started something, sometimes it felt like carrying a heavy dumbbell of sadness. And here Alexei provides perspectives that allow us to look at this from a different angle. And indeed, with the ideas that Alexei provides, it becomes easy. I am speaking from the perspective of someone who uses them. Everything comes easily to me now, and the decisions I make are much easier to hold on to. An idea knowing the idea of one day. Therefore, those who get acquainted with the method will definitely understand what and how to do, and there is no need to feel guilty or burdened by these decisions. Even you, already familiar with the method, have probably seen these opportunities for yourself, mastered it, and maybe even started using it. You might understand what I'm talking about.
Listen, look, we got it. A cool scientific method, practically a modern application tools, a cool environment. Such a vibrant one where you want to live, develop, work, achieve, and the opportunity to earn $11 million. Let's talk about the money.
Yes, let's do it. So we thought about it and first created the company Onlyday, and that's where I stopped, and decided to bring this benefit to millions of people that also give up on what they started to make their lives better. So by the way, the idea of this project, its mission is to help people make their lives better. On one hand, this helps to already make your life better. On the other hand, we thought for a long time about how to promote the company. At first, we considered allowing advertisements, for example, from Google or some bloggers. But then we thought, why share with corporations or people who are not related to the method at a time when there are people who are using the method here and now? They have already helped themselves, and by simply spreading the method are helping to make others' lives better. And we thought, why share money with corporations when we can share it with the participants, those who use the product, share it with them and help those who help make others' lives better, help them earn from it. And what is the essence? Yes, we used a referral model, a multi-level affiliate marketing system, so that every participant who helped themselves by helping others could also earn from it. The essence is that imagine this as a kind of game where at the first level, a person acquires the skill of a successful person, a method on how not to abandon what has been started, and once he has mastered it, he can share this method with others, helping them earn and himself as well. And there are several bonuses in multi-level affiliate marketing, where each participant can earn up to $10 million. Basically, over the next 10 months, there are several bonuses. For example, there is a bonus for personal recommendations. There is also a bonus for a quick start. So if you use the method and in the first month you invite 4 friends to help them improve their lives, you can already fully cover your participation costs. The third bonus is the main bonus, which is specifically for those who want to take a more active part. There is an opportunity to earn up to $10 million, and there is a complete method on what and how to do it. For this, we will probably provide or offer separate opportunities. For those who are interested in delving deeper, we will attach some materials to this video.
Yes, yes, yes. Of course, we will share the referral plan fully described so that people understand where and how much they can earn. But actually, we looked at it and, well, not exactly, but you can earn $10,700,000 by recommending it to 4 people. And then accordingly, your network partners, among our partners, there are those who have huge networks, and recommending 4 people is nothing for them. They can recommend even more. So accordingly, people can earn money. Friends, there's another opportunity. Today we talked about a book, Alexei mentioned it, dedicated to this method. You will have the opportunity to get this book, gain access to the mobile app. For the luckiest ones, and other assets by playing the game Pickaxe, Dimitri and I agreed that in our game Pickaxe you will find various opportunities, different goodies and various useful items completely free of charge. You will be able to dig them out of the ground in Pickaxe, so play more actively and tell your friends, so that accordingly everyone has more chances for success. Dimitri, I interrupted you, but please continue. Now you are selling this solution, as I understand it. Well, we are starting to discuss this matter in our interaction, but people can use it regardless of their country, location, religion, and so on, right? So there are no restrictions on who can't use it. And what about children? Is it suitable for them as well?
Overall, I will be responsible for territorial affiliation. Alexei will comment on the algae. The company Onlyday is international, so there is an immediate opportunity to use this and earn in different countries. The partners' bonuses are not tied to the payment amount, but to technical issues which can be understood in the marketing plan presentation. They are linked not to the check amount, but to the number of points awarded for a particular purchase. In other words, in each country, the product is evaluated in some equivalent of points, and when you recommend it, or when those you invited recommend it, you receive a percentage in points. These points are then converted into the currency of the country where our partners are developing this. Therefore, payments, as well as the business itself, can be made in each country by recommending and using this product for yourself if you want to learn the skill of a successful person, not give up on what you started, if you want to share this with others and also earn money. Now let me comment on the age aspect.
And regarding the payment, do you plan to do it in rubles in Russia and in crypto worldwide, right?
In currencies, yes. Let's say crypto is a way, and there is understood.
It's a way for people to understand how they can earn, how they can receive and withdraw their earnings, and how cryptocurrency wallets allow this. Let's get back to the topic of children, because we have many of them as well.
In fact, we have cases where children also start using it. For example, they start brushing their teeth, making their beds, doing their homework on time, and reading. So this is also a tool that is suitable for children. The only thing needed for this is the child's desire to want to do it.
But it's just a game. I think it's really cool.
Certainly you can look at it from this perspective.
Friends, it seems to me that today we have looked at the main features of this miracle product. I recommend everyone take a deeper look, watch, read, learn, and get inspired, because life truly changes. In an instant, it seems like such a simple solution, but behind it you can see that there is a scientific basis, a great environment, and an honest, transparent, and understandable approach, and accordingly, there is plenty of collaboration with us, within the framework of our game as well. We will definitely share life hacks on what tasks to set for yourself to earn more. Accordingly, earning money is the #1 priority for a very large number of people today. So what specific habits should be recorded in a journal and followed in order to improve your financial situation? We will be sharing a lot of information about this very generously. I want to thank a big thank you to Dmitry, a big thank you to Alexei. You created an amazing product and presented it to the world. And I am very happy that it is quickly moving forward for you and that we are at the very beginning, which gives us the opportunity to be involved in the development of a great product and make money from it. I think all our networkers will need this too. Friends, please share this video with everyone you know, because when we make life better, not only for ourselves, but also for those close to us, it becomes more fun to move forward together. Thank you.